We live in such an amazing time that all
I
of this stuff is coming out. Look at what's going on in France. Like they're not taking any from the world.
Literally.
The world is done taking from these people. The whole world. We're done. We're done with it. It's game over and it's game on.
What's up, Mike?
What's happening, dude?
Well, I've had a lot of requests for today.
When are you doing the bunker? When are you doing the bunker? We want a bunker. We want a bunker. We want a bunker. Get your glasses out. We're going in the bunker.
Okay? Happy? And I'm going to prepare you right now. Today's going to be very delicate because I'm going to hit on a topic that I want to make I'm going to make it very clear. It is not an attack on any religion or a group of individuals. It's just facts. I'm not going to put any type of group or sum of people together. It's not anti anything. Matter of fact, if you scream that, then maybe you're hiding something. That's how I look at that. And I think we're at that part in civilization where everyone who screams, you're a this, you're a that, you're the anti. Well, something that's usually, in my opinion, a deflection. So now, before we go into the bunker, I got my good friend Jimmy Shaka. I'm sure you follow him on Rumble. But I want to address the fan real quick, Jimbo.
Okay.
So this lady writes to me, and she writes to me for months, and always sends me godly stuff. And you're a great spirit, and all this kind stuff. And then this Wednesday, she writes, you know what? The only reason my husband and I started watching you was because we didn't think you was like the rest of the sellouts. But you kind of are. You all have a God complex and act like you're above the average man, which I do all the time. I'm not going to lie to you. When I show up at venues, I go, do you know who's here? And my dressing room better be ready with my coffee and my water, or I ain't doing the show.
I've seen it.
Yeah, you seen me lose
It's
my
nuts.
mind at these gigs. Honestly, you probably did sell your soul. I would have never have thought that about you until we bought a ticket to your show. I mean, my Lord, $150 a person. Mike, can we go on? Is Denver on sale right now in Colorado Springs? Okay, let's go to tickets and let's see how much they are.
$39.50.
$39.50. What an outrage! What other prices do they have? Do we have $150?
I see $59. 80.
80. Jeez, 80. 80?
$199. That's probably a reseller.
That's got to be a reseller.
No, this is official platinum. Yeah, those are official tickets right there.
Are they meet and greets?
Doesn't look like it.
There's something fishy about it. I mean, that's an insane amount of money.
Yeah, and that's $199, and that's not even adding the fees yet.
And that's a legitimate.
Wait a second. Is that for 2 tickets though? It says for 2.
Yeah,
right?
that's for 2 down here. Yeah, but yeah, $199 plus fees.
Yeah, so it's really.
So it's for 2 tickets. You get.
Here, I just clicked on 1 ticket. There you go. $199.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's insane. I will look into this. That sounds absolutely madness. I think maybe $150, including a meet and greet. Good Lord.
How did she get your number? That's what I want to know.
No. She don't have my number. This is the Instagram direct message. I always check my direct message. One of the things I love doing on the tour is we bring Mike, the sound guy, and he films everything. And I invite you to check that out on the Patreon page. It's almost like documentary, off-stage hangouts in the car, at the venues, at the theaters. It's really cool, and I hope you check it out on Patreon. It is Driving with Brew. We do all different things on the Patreon. And here's the thing with the Patreon. You can sign up just for 1 month and then quit at the end of the month. That's my mentality. Check it out now on Patreon, Driving with Brew. All right, let's take a look at our bunker videos to check out. Now, I'm gonna preface this by this, and we're gonna hit the Taylor Swift is not a psyop. Okay,
That's great.
let me explain something to all of you. This is just a theory. It's a character. You're gonna look me straight in the face, and you're gonna tell me it's there's no shenanigans going on, allegedly, that a football player who's paid $20 million by a drug company, $20 million by a drug company to talk about the drug company or take one of their products. And then this same football player miraculously connects with a huge pop star. And the pop star is always seen at the event. Ratings, bing! Endorsements, bing! Wow. What a wild coincidence that Taylor Swift starts dating totally by coincidence a guy who endorsed Pfizer. Just total coincidence.
There's no such thing as coincidence.
Happens to be all the way in the championship and the Super Bowl. I don't know if you've seen some of the videos the last couple weeks of like a chief running down, especially against the Miami Dolphins, and they just kind of turn and they just professional athletes, they don't go for the tackle, and they just kind of he's holding them, but it's not going. It's none of it's fake. But what an incredible story that a pop star, a world pop star, just happens to be with the guy, a football player who endorses Pfizer, and they're going to be the Super Bowl. Wow. Do you think that they're going to endorse anything from that? You think they'll tell you who to vote for? No. Do you think they're backed or paid by anyone? I doubt it. I think it's all coincidence. I can't wait for the Super Bowl. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let's start planning now. Play this clip. This guy, before you even start, Jimbo, do you know this guy?
No.
I want to learn from him. He talks, he knows language and he knows words and he brings it all. But now I don't listen. I don't know from a hole in the wall. I do follow him because he'll go on one thing and then he goes all, and I try to learn from him. I want him to teach classes. If you're listening and this video, teach the world what you're doing, or at least how your mind works. I want to learn.
Bring him on the show.
Learn.
Let's get him on.
I would love to, but he's impossible to contact. I've reached out to him. Margot's reached out. No one responds. I would love for this guy, even if he doesn't come on the show, just do yourself a favor. I love, and he's really.
What's his name? First of all,
I don't even. I don't.
Well, that's kind of hard to contact him or follow.
Well, he always starts off, he says, glory be to God. But listen, he says something very interesting. And he often says things that are interesting. And you may have your own judgment. But check this out.
Mike 77 Troopers, it looks like.
Yes. He's always, and they're always going after him. They're always going after him.
Yeah.
They're always going after him. But I love this guy. And I shortened the video down. The video's a lot longer. So I just got to the meat and potatoes part. But this guy, I want
the most trafficking
ahead,
day in the world. On that list to go to a sea camp, I don't know who is. The Airheads. 49ers, 4 times 9 is 36. 36 is 666. Okay. What are the odds that your boy is getting engaged with Taylor Swift? Kanye West takes the mic from Taylor Swift. All of this simultaneously is going on the world stage. They just somehow are in the Super Bowl. Superb Owl, the most trafficking day in the world. They're going to the Super Bowl. Last year they were in the Super Bowl. He played against his brother, the pedophilia Eagles. Are we kidding? These are the most desperate human beings I've ever came across ever in my entire existence. These people do anything for their 15 minutes and to stay there for as long as they can. It doesn't mean if they have to sell a leg, grandma's arm. It doesn't matter. They are going to do it. Yeah, I'm watching the world stage crumble. It's shattering. And I'm so glad I don't play a part in it. Glory be to God. Shut these people up.
Right. Yeah.
You know what though? It's we live in such an amazing time that all of this stuff is coming out. Look at what's going on in France. Like they're not taking any from the world. Literally. The world is done taking from these people. The whole world. We're done. We're done with it. It's game over and it's game on. Right?
It is definitely game on. And don't think for 1 second they're not going to try to fight back. But
of course,
everyone is tired of it, and they're finally waking up.
And there's a lot of us, and there's a lot of us, and there's a few of them. Remember that
billions and billions of us,
right?
Hundreds of millions of us, and as they're slowly waking up. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, I do get. Just like him, I feel that rage of like he's if I were to understand what he's doing, he's basically saying they're pushing Pfizer. What did just happen in 2020? They held allegedly. Okay, I can't say this for a fact, so I can stay up on YouTube, but they held information that could have saved you.
Yep.
And all the sheep, you're not a scientist, man. And listen, I don't want to make fun of you, but you need to get out of the way. Get out of the way. If you're still the one, like you can't wait, you get your good for you. Good for you. But for everyone else that has finally woken up and realized something satanic and evil went down, and it was a very well planned, designed nuclear world war that was set by them, corporate, our own government, and some other governments. And who knows? I was just on Dr. Drew.
And the masters that control the media, we should look into who really controls media. The masters that control the CDC, who really controls the CDC? Who controls all these decisions? Because they are the demons of society. They demonized him with the whole horse dewormer, which now I had someone on the podcast who just started taking a horse dewormer to treat his cancer. I'm not saying you should do that, but he'll sit here and tell you right to your face, he was stage 4 and he was in hospice after years and years of years. And they finally said, well, there's nothing more we can do. And he goes to Tractor Supply and he takes a scoop of whatever, the Bendezes, I don't know the name of it. And it makes you wonder, the people that have been running all of this, they're the ones I'd like to see people showing up at the homes and the actual. I don't want to see the speaker of the CDC. I want to see the entire panel. I want to see every decision maker. I want to see every newscaster. I want to see everyone who wrote the script for the news. I want to see every top level doctor that insists on it. Let's see their faces out in the public nonstop every day, because they're the ones that went out of their way to destroy society, in my opinion, in a vicious, demonic, pure evil manner. They knew what they were doing. I don't care what anyone says. They knew exactly what they were doing.
And I want to know who are the CEOs of CDC? Why aren't these people always not? Why aren't they in the front and center for everyone to look at of exactly their names, exactly what they're about, exactly who they are? Every single human being that forced you to get something, that was the boss, that was part of a medical world, that shunned any other ivermectin, hydrochloroquine, and anything that it could have possibly helped and did, whether you think it's a fact or not.
Yep.
That's murder. How is that not murder? Yep. If I say the only way for you to survive is to get this, and I'm keeping you and I'm demonizing you from possibly doing something else that can happen, is that not murder? Yeah. You're going to let someone starve? What's the difference in holding food? You can't unless you eat that food. Well, what is in that food? Don't worry about it. It's safe. And if you don't eat that food, you're going to get sick, and then you're going to make everyone else sick. Well, what about the other food behind you? Nah, there is none. You can't touch it. Doesn't work. I'm sorry. There's no way. There's no other way to hide it. Evil, demonic, and that is not humanity. That's a vicious, satanic, soulless monster.
Yep.
And boy, isn't it incredible? I've met so many people in that world that are billionaires and millionaires, like tens. I'm on the board of blah, blah, blah. Oh, that's why you have a $20 million house. Oh, I run the this medical department. Huh. Wow, you got a $50 million house. Isn't it incredible how much the medical industry creates millionaires and billionaires?
Yeah. Yeah.
At least they're for our health. We got to give that to them. Okay. What's the next one?
Well, before we finish up, because this is all tied in with the Pfizer and all that stuff and the football player, and then there's Taylor Swift, right? Who's not a psyop.
How does this even? Let me ask you this: how does your news that you trust, your local news channels, why would they come out with the saying that Taylor Swift is not a psyop? Why?
Right.
Why even dance that thought if it doesn't exist? Right. So go ahead. Check this out. Why would you say it's not a psyop when, here we go again.
Watch.
This is unreal.
Conspiracy theories around Taylor Swift rigging the Super Bowl are swirling. Let me explain. It seems to have started earlier in January with Fox News talking head Jesse Waters floating the idea that the pop star is a government psyop on his show.
Well, around 4 years ago, the Pentagon's Psychological Operations Unit floated turning Taylor Swift into an asset during a NATO meeting.
He then played a clip from this 2019 International Conference on Cyber Conflict to back up his claim.
So I include Taylor Swift in here because she's a fairly influential online person. I don't know if you've heard of her.
However, the woman in the clip shown indeed does not work for the Pentagon, as Fox's Waters said. She was a researcher at Johns Hopkins at the time, and was giving a presentation about how influential people can combat misinformation online. Days after he made the allegation, a Pentagon spokesperson denied the claim, using Taylor Swift lyrics to respond saying, quote, "As for this conspiracy, we're going to shake it off." Swift endorsed Biden in 2020 and urged her followers to register to vote. This is also being used by many online to inform their conspiracy theories about Taylor Swift. They see her relationship with Kansas City Chiefs star Travis Kelce and the media focus on their relationship as reason to believe she's being used as a psyop to rig the Super Bowl and influence Americans to vote for Joe Biden this November. Then this past Monday, former presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy wrote on X, quote, "I wonder who's going to win the Super Bowl next month. And I wonder if there's a major presidential endorsement coming from an artificially culturally propped up couple this fall."
Yeah. Let me throw in one little like deep end woo-woo thing about control. Okay. All right. So we're all waking up, we're all growing up. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I always talk about how like it's like the chakras in the body. Okay. There's the first, the second, the third, the fourth is the heart, right? The fifth, sixth, and the seventh. All right. These are like, if you had the right eyes, you could actually see this. Anyway, the third is all about control. Okay. It's your power, it's power and control. So it's almost like, or it might actually be that humanity is right now, we're growing up, we're moving from the third to the fourth. The fourth is love, it's ethics. All right. So we're calling bullshit on all of them. You know what I mean? Because we're like ethically, we're like this isn't, we're all seeing that's not right. Are you kidding me? Trafficking, all this stuff. All right. So humanity is becoming more heart-centered than power-centered, or we're adding the heart center onto the control center, right? Mm-hmm. First chakra is security. Second one is like relationship. The third is control. The fourth is the heart. So we're growing up. And these people that are in control, they want to stay on top, but they're not, because we're all growing above them right now. Okay. So they're trying to push us down. They're trying to keep that heart. They don't want you to have a heart. They don't want you to have a heart. Does that make sense?
It makes all the sense in the world. It's been doing that from the beginning of time. You have your takers and your leavers. The leavers are natural humans. Somewhere along the line, the takers came along and they created governments, and they created slavery, mind slavery, schools, everything, laws. It's just like creating a new development. That's what all these societies are. It's nonsense, and they run by their own. Okay, you got to go by the HOA. What is the HOA? I do believe we're moving deeply into the time of truth and compassion, and even
which
if
is the heart.
Yes, that and that has to put everything aside. Where you stand politically, what your so-called faith is. If you stand before another human and you're declaring to kill and murder and blah, 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 and they're ruthless and they'll do this, and you need to say, well, let's put everyone in the room. Have you ever noticed that they never, ever, when it comes to any war, all you see is the news clips of the people yelling? And for all you know, that could be a really well-edited piece put together. How do you even know that's real? Because you've been told it's real.
Yep.
So just like any other group that has an issue, you put everyone in the room and put it live television. Put live television.
Yeah.
Where you can't hide anything. Live television, you can't hide the true emotions. You can't hide the actual things being said, and you can't hide the experiences that are being told. So when we talk about we need to support Ukraine, and we need to support this, and we need to go to war here. Why do we have to listen to a president or an administration that don't give a rat's ass about your humanity?
Right.
Because if they truly did, they would do everything in their power to find peace and understanding of an entire situation. And for all of you that are still fool enough and emotionally tied into, well, this is 2,000 years and this is 3,000 and this is I don't want to hear it anymore.
We're all done with it.
We're done with it. We're done with the excuses. We're done with the excuses. We're tired of the
Yeah.
This is your you want to murder and kill and fight and defend in the name of? Killing in the name of! Don't drag me into it. Don't drag my child. This is my kid. You don't come and tell me where you're sending my child over something that has nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with me. Zero. You're not coming in to help my child when they're crying about a serious issue. You're not here when my wife is diagnosed with cancer. You're not here when a niece or a nephew is diagnosed with autism. You're not here when we have to decide what to do with our elderly. What gives you the power of a government of people that supposedly are looking out for your ass? What gives you that entitlement to send my child and your child off to get slaughtered in the name of what now? I don't give a shit if it's in the name of nationalism or freedom. Whatever label you put on it, you're asking to use my child, your child, to go off to possibly be murdered and to sacrifice for what? I say we're all done. We're done. And unless you can go on live television with actual civilians, let the civilians talk. Let the civilians say what goes on. Let the civilians talk about what's really going down. And until that happens, I don't want to hear news channels. I don't want to hear our politicians, which, by the way, I know, the show in our government, you have this, the Speaker of the House, he's a Christian, he's praying. Oh yeah? Did he make a bill to clear homelessness? Did he go out of his way to help? No, his first thing was to support Israel and send money. Is that our main priority? This ain't my house. All right, let's take a look at some more videos or pictures here.
Just real quick, you were talking about how everything, that's on TV is a show as far as, people passing bills and all that stuff. This is actually a clip from last week's episode with Dr. Joel Rudman, and he mentioned this on the show. This is how the show starts with this clip.
My wife goes crazy. She'll see me on TV, because everything we do is recorded. You can watch it on TV if you want.
Right.
So she'll see me debate one of my common sense bills. Someone from the other side will stand up in front of a room full of people. They'll call me racist, sexist, homophobic,
terrorist.
You're the devil.
Terrorist.
You're scumbag. And then, Jim, as soon as the cameras turn off, that person will come up to me and they'll give me the biggest hug. And my wife will see that, and she's like, how can you hug that person? They just called you every filthy name in the book.
Yeah.
And I have to tell my wife, honey, it's an act. Wow. It's a show.
Wow. You know when I discovered that? I started paying attention to very minor politics right around Senate Live days. And I remember Clinton and the Bushes were so against one another. And then I see them all hanging out laughing together.
Right.
George Sr., George, the Clintons. And I'm like, not for nothing, but if I truly believe that you are the enemy to me and you're I'm not going to be hanging out like laughing my ass off the minute The cameras are off.
Right.
Professional wrestling. Let them believe they are voting. Let them believe there's choices for them. Let them join their teams. I'm a Democrat. I'm a Republican. I'm a conservative. I'm a liberal. It's all well manufactured.
Keep them divided. That's it.
A two-party system that we keep falling for time and time again. Time and time again. All right, let's see some of these other videos. Thank you, Mike. That was awesome. For those of you that are still on the fence about how well organized, in my opinion, what happened in 2020 was, this is once again 2009. And I don't care what you say, what you think. You're going to call this a coincidence? 2009. I'm going to beg you to listen closely. Hit play.
Short time, not today, not tomorrow, but very soon, we'll be facing compulsory vaccination under the mistaken term of voluntary vaccination. But the U.S. government has a trick up their sleeve.
Which is?
They will induce a pandemic. You're going to get the flu. Everybody around us is going to get the flu.
If people start dying massively from these inoculations, won't there be like a revolution, a rebellion, a rising up from the peasants?
Very short time.
Yeah, I wonder what her answer to that was, though, because that was a very good question he asked. You could find that clip, the whole thing.
Find the clip. So, 2009.
Jesse Ventura, by the way, his name was, yeah.
Jesse Ventura on his show, which I got to tell you, I'm going to start dipping into all those shows he did. That whole conspiracy thing. Of course, they called it conspiracy. Conspiracies just make you look the other way and write it off. It's a great mind trick.
And then there's also
a great mind trick.
There's also this weird thing where they tell you what they're going to do before they do it, and they think their karma is clear because, well, if you were fool enough to listen, then that's on you. You know?
Correct.
It's
2009. The U.S. government's going to plan a pandemic where you're going to force involuntary vaccinations. Huh? Has anyone ever? Do you think we ever went through that?
Dude, the most embarrassing part of humanity ever. That I'm sorry, the whole thing was just an embarrassment to the universe. Like
it was rough, man. It was rough to watch.
And good, like I know good people that are like, hey, you know, I got to keep my job for my family, and those are the people that those
are the worst spots.
It kills me. Good people.
I know. And see, that's what people don't understand. Once you're under 100% control, your job, your home, your equity, it's under control, and someone forces you, well, you better do this or you're going to get fired. All you've ever been trained, all you've ever known in life, you are now a hostage. You're a slave. And I'm sorry, but they know that. They know it. And that is taking advantage of innocence. And I'm sorry, that's planned. Those are planned demonic satanic murderers, in my opinion.
No, yeah.
I would like to know how many people became millionaire and billionaires. Why aren't they on the forefront? Why don't we see their faces of everyone that made millions and billions of dollars over that? Anyway, I know some of you are hard. The thing that's a bummer is how many people you'll put this in front of their face and they're still trying to convince themselves it's not real. I'm showing you a clip from 2009.
Right.
2009 saying the U.S. government is going to release a pandemic.
Right.
And everyone's going to get the flu, and you're going to be forced voluntary vaccinations. What do you not understand what was said in 2009 in that clip? What is? I would like to hear whoever has to argument. If you haven't, I want to hear your argument in the comments section. How you're going to try to defend that as just a coincidence? You have to start understanding the people you trust, the people you worship, the people you idolize, not who you think they are.
Right.
Let's find another video.
By the way, I love what that one guy said that you liked before, where he said Super Bowl, superb owl. If you break up the words, interesting.
He's brilliant. You gotta, if you follow this guy, he's unbelievable. And what I love about him, he'll sit there and Mike, you're not able to go on his page, right? Are you able to go on his page? That guy's page?
Give me a sec. I can try to look at it.
Yeah, take your time. Whatever video, he breaks down everything, but he starts he's like, this means this, which comes from this, which comes from that. And he's like, people, are you serious right now? And he gets annoyed, but I'm trying to explain to him, yo, we're not all on your level. Like, I'm trying to understand what you're saying, and I love what he says, but I only get small clips. He's way beyond. He clearly has, in my opinion, studied language, and he's studied this for years, and he knows it. But he has a gift. You have to teach us. Please come here, wherever you do. Is this his page, Mike? Just for an example, pick any of his videos.
No. That's the video. I had to get his name.
Okay. Take your time. Play any video, and you're just like, whoa. Wait, what now? What? And he'll break down every single word, where it comes from, what's the design of it, what it's meant. It's mind-boggling.
I can't find him with that name.
Okay. Such a bummer. I want to try something real quick. Boom. Let me see. So this is his. Okay. So wait a minute. All right. Just excuse me for 1 second as I find.
I think I got him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got him.
Okay.
Well, I'm sending it to myself.
Let's see his page. See this guy's page. And sometimes he goes live. And once in a while, I'll catch him live. But again, and I always ask, will you please come on the podcast? Please. He should have a class. Couldn't you see this guy? Just give him a class. What, Jimbo? What?
I want to get into the whole Malachi and all that stuff you're talking, because there was some interesting stuff there. We'll get into that maybe next.
Let's get into Malachi, because I don't even know what you're talking. All right, just take any one of his videos and let him. He always starts off with "Glory be to God." Play this one. Play this one.
Coal, it's soul, it's Saturn, it's Satan, gate, it's God. So soul, God. It's talking about pineal, Pan, Neptune, pineal gland, pine. So Saturn, Satan, your Masonic hand gesture on the chin. So your Amazon, your A through Z's, hence English, angelish, the A's, fallen angels, your Tao, your Tav, your T, Taoism, the walk, the S, the A's. So that's Nike, that's on key, that's in key. This is Athens, Athena, that's Satan. It's a station. She comes out of the forehead of Zeus. She's powers. Solomon's temples that house the god within, or was the god within. Okay, so victory, talking about winning. When will we win? When we go within. Halloween's day. So victory, it's Nike. This is your victorious secret, your secret secretion that secretes. So this is your one breast warriors, the Amazons. Your great architect of the universe.
So you get what I'm saying?
Wow.
Mason God, it's karma.
Right? You get what I'm saying, Jimbo?
Yeah, man.
Okay, you know, Mike. We get. Mike.
He is trippy. He is, yeah.
So it's
that's like the kind of guy I would think if I really tripped on mushrooms I would go to like another realm, and he would be there saying that stuff.
Yes, and
You
I
know?
really want to have a conversation with him. I would love to say, like, because I started getting into this stuff even like with Apple. Take a bite of the apple. Well, that's demonic if you're going biblical, but yet how much is Apple? What does Apple control? It's take a bite out of the apple. No one thinks about that. Who bit out of the apple? Don't bite the apple. Sin. You just sinned. Hey, we're the great sin. We're Apple.
Did you know?
That's crazy. What? Did I know what?
Did you know how much the first Apple computer cost? Take a wild $666. Look it up. That's right.
Are you serious?
That's right.
Mike, look that up. Mike, you better look that up. Let me look that up. The first what? The first Apple?
The first Apple computer, or maybe it was the Macintosh. The price was $666. Yeah, look at that. Yeah.
And see, this is, but this is too trippy for people. It's right in your face. It's right in your face.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's insane.
Right?
That's insane. Anyway. All right, let's try one more. I have some time, right, Mike? What?
I wanted to do that Pope thing.
What were you going to? Oh, yes.
Because I had something I wanted to add to that.
Now, here's the thing: people that are Catholic, you gotta. This is your leader. Okay, this is your leader, and I know again, even Catholic, whatever faith you choose.
Yeah.
Here, watch this. Here's the Pope. This is a great video. I love this video. It says a lot.
Have you ever heard of Saint Malachi? If not, I suggest you go do some research. Here you have Pope Francis kissing the feet of political leaders from around the world.
Why?
And getting angry at the people that need him the most.
Wow.
You see Pope Francis kissing the hands of David Rockefeller, Henry Kissinger, and John Rothschild.
Oof.
The most people on earth. Almost like he's there for them and not his faithful followers.
Now,
to show his anger to people. In the year 1139, Archbishop Malachi received visions of the future that included the name of 112 more popes who would rule until the end of time. His visions of the next 112 popes ended with Peter the Roman, by which then the dreadful judge would judge his people. The end. Pope Francis just happens to be number 112. And he chose his name in honor of St. Francis of Assisi, whose father was Peter.
Look. That's the Vatican.
If not all of St. Malachi's predictions came true.
Look at that.
They're spot on.
Look at
I encourage
that
you to research
serpent. Looks
Some
like
say
a
these
serpent.
predictions are all forgery and false. But
Serpent.
whoever wrote these down hundreds of years ago did a really good job of predicting each pope.
Look at that.
So
How
Pope
creepy.
Francis, the last pope before the end.
Creepy.
Now,
only time will tell.
Wow. So the thing I wanted to add to that was there was a guy, they were talking about Saint Malachi, right, who was in whatever the 1600s or something. But then there was a guy that was around like in modern times, and he called him, he was like a bishop in the church or something, but he was a good guy, right? And his name was he called himself his name was Malachi Martin. All right.
Okay. All right.
And there was these predictions in what was it called? I wrote it down. hold on a second. Mother Mary had visited, like there was this visitation, right, where Mother Mary appears before 3 children. I'll think of the name in a second. And she tells them 3 things. This happened in like the 1960s. All right, and they told the world, they revealed to the world what was 2 of the predictions, but they never revealed the 3rd prediction. Okay, Fatima, that was it. Fatima. It was called the prophecy of Fatima, Fatima. All right. Where these little children lived in a village. One day they were just like staring up at the sky, and it was this apparition that appeared to them and told them these things. And they, like the Pope said, you're never going to reveal the 3rd prediction. All right. And this guy, Malachi Martin, that was a bishop in the Roman Church, he knew what the 3rd prediction was. And eventually he got fed up and left the church. And he told what the 3rd prediction was. You know what the 3rd prediction was?
What?
That the final Pope will be under Satan's control. That's what he said.
Well,
all right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
No, but this guy, like the one we have now, have you ever seen look up his red shoes, right? Leather.
Red shoes. Why
look
red
up the
shoes?
Pope's, look up but look up the Pope's red shoes. I don't want to talk about how. No, not even now. Not even now. It's creepy beyond creepy. People can look it up on their own if they want to. I don't want to go there. But look at all those the serpents and that creepy design of all these like demons in back of them. There's pictures of him making the devil horns.
Yep, I've seen them. I've seen them all.
I mean, to me, it's obvious.
It's so obvious. It's silly. It's silly not to acknowledge it.
Yeah,
I feel like there's things that we even show today. It's just silly if you don't acknowledge it.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. I mean, even between who's in our government, dual citizenships, Taylor Swift, Super Bowl, the all-seeing eye, the energies.
Now, now, go ahead.
Yeah, no, go ahead. And I want to show one more thing on Israel at the end, which people seem to forget.
So, but again, the good news is this is all coming out. We're all talking about it, and I think they've lost. They've already lost. I feel like they've lost.
You're into the buying of the we're in a movie, right?
I am, and I feel like these were all plans they had. Like the whole jab and all that was plans they had. But I feel like Trump jumped the gun on it, and it really wasn't as bad. You know, like we're not seeing people fall left and right every, where you're riding a bus and the bus driver drops. You know what I mean? It's like
right.
I feel like they made them do their plan before it was ready. So that gives me hope, but I also feel like, honestly, I feel like we've already won, and they are just going to try to do the scorched earth on their way out. All right. So now we just have to be
sore losers. Right.
Yes.
Sore losers. They're going to pollute the sky, and they're going to burn things and blow things up and try to get everyone to fight one another and say, Russia just bombed Michigan. No, they didn't. Our own government just did. Just like they blew up the trains, just like they had the spills, just like everything. That's all from within. It's all been infiltrated within, all for the power, all for the money, all for the control, all for all of it. And they don't want people to realize this. And I think you're right. I really think it's a lot of people. We're moving on. We're moving on, finding a peace, finding a love, because that's the only thing that's going to unite everyone.
Yep.
All we need is love, and being able to recognize it. That's the more important part. Jimbo, safe journeys to you. This was fun.
You too.
Exhausted. We're over 2 hours.
I know.
That was a lot. We needed that bunker. All right, man. Have a good one. Jimbo, obviously you can see him on The World According to Shaka.
On Telegram
Rumble.
and on Rumble and on Rumble. And we'll be at the Paramount in March
9th.
March 9th.
I'll see you March 9th.
All right, bro.
Awesome. Take care, brother. Later.
Yep. See you later.
There you go. That was a bunker. And again, I want to be very clear. When it comes to our emotions, when it comes to our decisions in life, so many of us follow blindly a so-called leader that we idolize. We idolize our president. We idolize a pop star. We idolize a leader of another nation. We idolize someone who claims they represent a certain faith. False idols do not have the best interest in your life. I only ask one person all the time. I always go, God, what do you want me to see? What do you want me to feel? And I never get lied to. Never get lied to. It's incredible. Thank you for being part of the bunker. I hope this was entertaining. It was just entertainment, right? Is that what we labeled this all as? Entertainment? And I hope for all of you that are discovering what a beautiful soul you are, keep nourishing that. Keep nourishing that. Here's how you look at it. If you're going to fight the devil, you better know the devil. If you're going to fight an enemy, you better know the enemy. So if you're going to wake up, you better start and you're going to put all your information and all your energy and all your support into something. You better know 100% every angle of it. I'm not claiming I do. I'm just begging you to look into everything that you cherish dearly that may possibly be a false idol. That's all. Love, respect, and laughter. I'll see you out there on tour. Thanks for hanging out in the bunker on the Breuniverse. Have a good one. This is Jim Breuer, and I got my own Patreon page, and hopefully you'll check it out. Live comedy concert streamed once a month. Early access to the Breuniverse podcast every single week, and I have bonus footage and bonus segments. I promise you I'm not going to let you down. Go check out my official Jim Breuer Patreon page, and I'll see you there.
Here we go. 1, 2, and start in C. I walk into the brewery for a drink and not one more. Then before you know, a single round's turned into 4. Then 4 turns into 6, and 6 turns into 9. Why does this madness happen to me every single time? Standing in the Dollar General Jonesing for a snack. Little Debbie is my sweetie pie, she knows how to bring me back. Cakes and nutty bars, I can't ever eat just one. I might lose a foot this year, bring on the honey buns. I don't know when to quit, this has happened all before. I'm an eager overachiever and I'm always wanting more. log into Tinder with loving on my mind. Several hours later, my hands sore from swiping right. A blonde and several brunettes and one that has no hair. 19 to 99, I just can't get enough, I swear. I don't know when to quit, this has happened all before. I'm an eager overachiever and I'm always one.